You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tanabe's Shoichi's Path. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go! Alrighty. The realization is definitely a little painful. Passing through the exit, I quickly look around and search for our friends, but that proves to be unnecessary since they quickly swarm around us. You guys, that was amazing! Hey there, Saya-chan. How much of the match did you see? I got here about halfway through the third set. Shoichi nods, shining his usual handsome smile at both of us, though I can notice some trembling of his lips when he looks at Keikun. Yeah. Yep, you two did great out there. I'll be honest, I had a hard time deciding who to cheer for. Did I really? I got completely destroyed. Shoichi opens his mouth to answer, but before he has a chance to, a different voice instead cuts ahead of him. You should not sell yourself short. It is no mean feat to be able to hold your own against Shoichi-san. Higher-ranked players than you have crumbled way worse. Tanabe? I didn't see you here. Well, yes, I did say I wished to watch you two's match, did I not? Of course, I came by as soon as I was done with mine. Besides, we barely got to say 2 words to each other earlier today. Truth be told, I was hoping to get the chance to properly talk with you before, but... Yeah, the way I seem to remember it was me running into you outside the changing room and quickly making an excuse to walk away. No offense, but it was way too awkward for me. I'm not so sure about that. Better players have crumbled worse. I lost 6-1 in the final set. How can it be worse? You ask that, but the reality is that Shoichi-san's victories used to be much more impressive. In fact, it wouldn't be uncommon for him to beat players from the top 5 in golden sets, including ones older than him. Are you serious? What's a golden set? It's when you win a set without losing a single point. That's possible? It happens sometimes, not often though. Tanabe nods, his lips curling into a broader smile for some reason. He seems oddly pleased considering I'm the one who won a match just now. I hadn't seen Shoichi-san perform like that since our first couple of years in middle school. In fact, I'd become convinced that he couldn't anymore. That last part was unnecessary. I want to agree with you here, Shoichi, but I thought the same. It's weird. Not only did I forget what it felt like when I got really into the game like that, but I forgot that I even used to do it. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I used to feel this way every match. Yes, I was looking forward to playing against you already, but now I can't wait for this afternoon to arrive. Was Shoichi-san really that amazing? Don't get me wrong, he always was amazing, but to that degree? I don't remember ever seeing him play that well, and I've been watching him for a while. That doesn't surprise me. We're talking about elementary school and middle school here. You're younger than us, and as far as I can remember, you're not even originally from Saitama, so it makes sense you wouldn't have had many chances to see him play until a few years ago, and by then... Shoichi's voice trails off as his face contorts into a grimace. I can guess what it is that he doesn't want to say, so I merely give him a couple appreciative pats to the shoulder. To be honest, even I barely remember it, and I used to go out to all of Aniki's competitions even when we didn't get along. There was a time where you two didn't get along? Aki simply smiles cheekily at the tiger's question, refusing to answer it and leaving June blinking in confusion. I don't really understand it much myself either. I always used to give 120% of myself in every match, and was always happy to play. In fact, I used to play tennis just because I loved it so much, and I couldn't wait to get on the court. I guess over the years I started worrying about a lot of stuff. Before I noticed it had all got in the way of me performing like I used to. By comparison, once I got desperate enough after the first set, it was like everything clicked. I told myself I didn't have the luxury to keep worrying about a million unrelated things, and then it kinda happened. Everything else is kind of a blur, honestly. I see. You already did play great, Keisuke-san. We mean it. Thanks, though I think I need some time to myself right now to process everything. That's fair. I can't blame you for that. Thanks. I'll walk around for a bit to clear my head. Are you at least going to come out for lunch with us later? Probably not. You guys enjoy yourselves. Keikun briefly waves at us before walking off and disappearing, through the crowd of excited bystanders chattering about the match. Even though there were a lot fewer people here compared to the first day of the competition, I get the feeling that Keikun made sure to cut through the crowds intentionally. I suppose I should take a page from Arushi Harakun's book and be on my way as well. I need to meet up with my coach to review my own match and talk about strategies. You should probably hurry up and inform the front desk about the match results. Yeah, I will. One second, y'all. It is water time. I just went out with my lovely partner and one of our roommates to get some pizza and some stuff later for root beer floats. And once I'm done with this, we're going to install an AC unit in our room. Anyway, once Tanabe also leaves, I take a couple deep breaths, chastising myself for still feeling so nervous just from being around him. Seriously, this is pathetic. You okay, hun? Hun? Oh, that... I didn't mean to say that part out loud, sorry. It's not like it's a secret anymore. There's still such a thing as time and a place, Junkun. The time is whenever, the place is everywhere. The hell does that even mean? I don't know. Sounded cool in my head. Should we get going? I also haven't had the chance to check with the front desk after my match. Yeah, do you guys think that Keikun is going to be okay, though? Why wouldn't he? Didn't he look really down to you? He's never been the type to take losses all that well. I think he'll be fine. You do? Keisuke has matured a lot this year, thanks in no small part to practicing with you, I might add. Give him a bit more credit. You sound a little bit like Tanabe right now. Believe me, if I thought he needed some sense knocked into him, I'd be first in line to give him a swift kick to the ass right now. What? How would that help? You two need to stop picking fights with each other. I'm joking, and I didn't even mean it like that. Or did I? I will kick your ass if you keep this up. I sigh, shaking my head as I start on my way to the front desk, while the others follow behind me. Game is like, no! A few hours later. As the hours pass and the final match draws closer and closer, I quickly excuse myself from the others and head outside for a quick walk. I look for a secluded spot where I can lean against the wall and just breathe. It's not even nerves, at least I don't think it is, not fully. While I'm a little nervous since this will be one of my last chances to face off against Tanabe in high school, I'm also excited? When was the last time I actually felt excited to play against him? The match with Keikun has made me feel like something something that's been lying dormant for a long time has finally been stirred awake. I can't wait to get into the court. The feeling is so intense that it scares me a little. The only downside is my body feels really heavy right now. Playing at that kind of level again after so long put a lot of strain on my body. My limbs feel heavy and I can feel the fatigue a lot more than usual. I can only hope it won't be an issue during the finals. There you are. Shoichi, what are you doing here? I said I needed some time to myself. I heard you, but I couldn't help myself. I'm a little worried. What for? I don't think I've given you reason to. Psha, I'm your boyfriend. I don't need a reason to worry about you. Heh, I guess I can give you that. The husky stops right next to me, leaning his back against the wall, just like I'm doing, and crossing his arms, staying close enough to me that our shoulders touch. Can I be honest? Always. I was not sure how to feel when I watched your match with Keisuke. How so? At first I was worried about you. I could tell you were struggling and you seemed really uncomfortable during the first set. When Keisuke pulled out those annoying tactics he'd been keeping in his back pocket, I could see the look of betrayal on your face. Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't handle that the best at the time. That's just the thing, though. You did. It was a little scary, you. All of a sudden I saw your switch flip and it's like I jumped into a time machine or something. It gave me chills to see that look on your face. What look? It's somewhat difficult to describe. Detached, but also focused. A little bit impressive. Either way, I hadn't seen you that serious in a long time. I was incredibly happy to see it again, of course. I felt like the you I knew was finally back. Sai-chan and I spent years trying to drag that side of you out from wherever it's been hiding, so actually getting to see it again was a shock. But... I felt really bad for Keisuke. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see that. To be honest, I'm still not really sure what happened. I haven't gone to that place in a long time. My mind went blank for a lot of it, and I can tell that I was thinking of a million different things really fucking fast, but I can barely even remember what was going through my mind. Isn't it weird to know that something that used to be so familiar to you is now completely alien? I thought you said I shouldn't worry about him. Something about him having matured a lot? Well, yeah, but that was the conclusion I came to after seeing him not give up for the entire match. Even if he seemed really beaten down at one point, he bounced back. That's why I knew he was going to be okay. I didn't exactly have that luxury while watching you guys play. It felt like I was seeing his soul slowly leaving his body, to be honest. 1 second, y'all. Water time. Is that how it seemed to other people? Damn, I'm starting to feel a little bad again. I told myself that I couldn't afford to worry about how he'd feel at the time, and when that message really sunk in, I completely tuned his feelings out of the equation. I don't know what to say. I guess I'm not used to operating at that kind of gear anymore. It will take me a while to totally shake the dust off. Does that mean the operating system isn't fully upgraded yet? The what? What does that even mean, you dork? Now there's the smile I wanted to see. You're an idiot. You're your idiot. Smooch. Shoichi moves until he's standing right in front of me, looking down at me with that sweet smile of his bright green eyes peering at my face with a kindness that makes my heart hurt. I love his eyes so much. I guess you are that. You guess, huh? Shush, it's embarrassing to say. Maybe it'll help us if I do this. Shoichi places a hand slightly above my waist, gently squeezing the side of my body before leaning forward, quickly closing the distance between us until our lips meet. Although I'm worried that we might get seen, that concern quickly melts away along with any other thought. Shoichi nibbles on my lower lip, making me moan under my breath. His tongue pushes its way into my mouth, softly nestling itself alongside mine. It doesn't take much coaxing to get me to reciprocate, our tongues caressing one another in an embrace. I could smell the faint aroma of mint on Shoichi's warm breath, causing me to surrender myself even further to his affection. When the husky finally pulls away, I look up longingly at his eyes, struggling to catch my breath. You seem to be getting more and more into these. Am I? I just like the feeling of it. I'm glad you do. Shoichi fully pulls away from me, letting his back hit the wall behind us with a soft smack, slowly sighing as he does so. There. Let's call that an injection of courage. Really? That's what we're calling it now? Why not? Don't you feel better now? I do, yes, but that's not the point. Your naming sense sucks. I just hope no one saw that. Don't worry, I made sure to look around before I approached you, you know. There's no one around this side of the building. Yeah, thanks. Shoichi holds my hand, gingerly rubbing the back of it with his thumb as we stand shoulder to shoulder. I want you to know something. Huh? Well, what's that? No matter what happens, I'm really proud of you, you know? I know the past few years haven't been easy for you, but it makes me really happy to see you finding the joy of playing tennis again. Jeez, when you put it like that, I kind of feel bad for making you worry all the time. Good, you should. What? Kidding, you're too easy to rile up. You're such an ass. I can be that too, but I'm yours. Yeah, you are. Come on, we don't have much time until your match. You don't want to be late for it, would you? Well, what time is it? About 3:24. Huh? The match is less than 10 minutes away. I know, that's why I came after you. Did you lose track of time or something? You're out here for at least half an hour. Then say something sooner. I need to head inside. I know, let's go. The game is like, no. No. A few minutes later, Tanabe and I both walk up to the net after a few minutes of warm-up, looking to the umpire to perform the coin toss, with each of us calling aside and waiting for it to determine the first serve. Tails, player Tanabe, will you serve first or second? I believe I shall go first, then. Nodding, the umpire climbs his chair, getting in position so we can start the match. I begin on my way to our starting positions, but am quickly called out by Tanabe before I have the chance to. Good luck, Shoichi-kun. May the best player win. Yeah, same to you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here for a moment while I get some water. Be right back, y'all. Once everything is settled, we can finally actually make our way to the marks. Although I'm usually all for the pre-match pleasantries, I'm trying my best to concentrate and remember that feeling I had during my match with Keiken. Already I can feel my senses sharpening like they had back then. I close my eyes, taking a few deep breaths and getting rid of all unnecessary thoughts. There's no point focusing on anything else right now. Anything that happens after the match comes after. Right now, there's only one thing that matters. I absolutely refuse to give Tanabe the satisfaction of taking me for a ride yet again. My pride couldn't bear it if I got humiliated again. This is my final year. I will make things different. Competitor Michimaya, this is your 30-second call. Are you ready to begin? The umpire's call serves as the alarm that I have no more time to center myself. However, once I open my eyes, I feel much lighter. I lock eyes with Tanabe, immediately tightening my grip on my racket and getting into a serve-receive position. Tanabe tosses the ball up high, hitting it hardly toward my side with a sharp angle shot that aims precisely for the service line. I quickly dash after and hit the ball back as hard as I can to the empty side of his court. Right away, we are locked in a fast-paced rally from the very start of the match. Thankfully, Tanabe's playstyle is essentially a more refined version of what Keiken does. While his overall parameters are almost all higher, the general rhythm and strategies are quite similar. As such, not only the dozens of practice matches I've had with Keiken over the last couple months, but also the one I had with him just this morning serves as the perfect training for me. I am able to react and respond quickly and effectively to Tanabe thanks to both that experience and my own heightened senses. I begin feeling a confidence that I hadn't felt in a long time when facing off against the Red Panda. Tanabe had haunted my thoughts for so long that I hadn't realized that fear and anxiety was actually keeping me from performing my best. If I struggled to pull out my A-game against other players due to general struggles during my rut, the feeling was magnified even further with him specifically. But now I feel so light. 15-0. After a grueling rally that went way past 10 shots, I managed to send over a cross-court topspin shot that aims deep for the open side of Tanabe's court. The Red Panda had been running around the court frantically in an attempt to keep up while using his shot variety to try and destabilize me and gain it back his advantage. Fortunately, the one thing that Keisuke does have him beat at is his speed and footwork. Since I'm using the two kinds of shots I got used to using used to using against Kaiken earlier. Tanabe, who struggles a lot more to reach them, is at an even further disadvantage. If he can't get to the ball fast enough to properly prepare a swing and make good contact, it's hard for him to hit the ball as precisely or strongly as he would like. Once I realize that, I can't help but crack a smile while I wipe my face with my shirt sleeve. It'll work. The training I did with Kaiken and the countermeasures I came up with this morning will absolutely work against Tanabe. Of course, I shouldn't allow myself to get too cocky, but right now, I'm at a way better place than I have been in years. Right now, I'm feeling so great. Seeing Tanabe frown and start to stare and fiddle at his racket strings makes me have to restrain a smirk. It's been years since I've seen him get frustrated during a match, let alone so early into it. 30-0. With play restarting, the Red Panda sends out a shallow slice serve that seeks to skip away from me instead. Too predictable. Our rally isn't quite as long this time, with me being able to clinch the point when he attempted to force a shot through the edge of the court and accidentally struck the ball out instead. Great. If I can keep putting this kind of pressure on him, his number of errors will increase. Even if I have the advantage now, I can't allow our rallies to continue like the first one did. There's no way my body can hold for an entire match like that. I was already fatigued before we even started. But still, even if I'm doing a lot better than expected, it would be impossible for me to completely shut down someone like Tanabe. He's no Kaiken, even though his footwork isn't as good. He more than makes up for it if otherwise. The Red Panda manages to win back 2 points in a row, leaving us tied at 30-all. Still, if I manage to steal away the very first serve of the match from him, that would be huge. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!